Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of us, whatever time zone that you are in. Welcome to the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay Iba Pa. We're now at episode 143 and today is July 23rd. And as promised, our topic for today is about the benefits of investing on learning and investing in yourself as an HR and as a people leader. Joining me for this program is one of our mentors Alan Cañete. Mentor Alan, please say hi to all of our audience right now.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, wherever you are in this beautiful planet. I hope you have all the blessings that you've been praying for, and of course, today we're going to have another afternoon full of learnings. At meron po tayong napaka galing na speaker. Abangan
We
po
have an
ninyo because
international speaker right now,
yes,
Alan.
she's an international speaker and we'll be learning also very much from her. So abangan po ninyo yan.
Okay,
Back to
so
you,
let
sir.
us start. Let's start the program. The HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay Iba Pa, is an online talk show program that was established at the height of the pandemic in 2020. We're already more than almost 3 years now, and we have over 140 plus episodes. And again, we've been doing this to advance and promote learning here in the Philippines with regards to HR. My name is Coach Darwin Rivers. I'm a certified life coach, a public speaker, a motivational speaker, and HR consultant. Currently, I'm also the vice president of a BPO company for HR. And again, Mentor Alan, who we've already said hello to, is an HR and learning and development practitioner with more than 20 years of corporate HR experience. She is also the president of Creative Moves Business Outsourcing and one of the directors of the Philippines HR Group. Now, um, for all of you guys who just joined us for the first time here at the HR Cafe, we provide timely news and updates. We impart knowledge and experience that are value adding and beneficial to you, our audience. We also discuss problems, issues, and challenges and provide answers and resolutions on HR topics. And we do that because every week we have guest resource speakers that provides free training, and these are expert and seasoned speakers that we really invite for us to be able to give you knowledge with regards to your career and life. We also discuss new technologies, tools, and processes, as well as industry's best practice. Because here at the HR Cafe, our main goal is to bridge understanding between employers and employees, and also to provide inspiration and motivation to the Filipino community. Now, we start our program with a wow quote for the week. And for our word for the week for today is about investing in knowledge pays the best interest. This is a quote from coming from Benjamin Franklin. Let me just repeat this. Investment in knowledge pays the best interest. This is according to Benjamin Franklin. How does this particular quote resonate to you? What's the meaning of this quote into your life? Mentor Alan, how does this quote resonates to you?
For me, it means um, it means an investment in knowledge pays the best interest, right? So it highlights the immense value and returns that come from investing in education and continuous learning. So just like financial investments, it yields interest over time. So if we invest in knowledge, in acquiring new skills, expanding our knowledge, and nurturing personal growth, we equip ourselves with the tools to adapt to change, overcome challenges, and seize opportunities. So knowledge is a powerful asset that appreciates in value and with use. Habang ginagamit mo yung knowledge mo, lalong gumagaling ka, no? It
Agree,
will
agree.
enable you to solve problems, novel problems lalo na, and it will help you make informed decisions and contribute to your group, no, meaningfully, especially to your profession, no, and it will also help you achieve greater success. Finally, para sa akin, no, um, Unlike material possessions that may diminish or be lost, um, when you invest in knowledge, knowledge is like a treasure that remains with us forever. Hindi na mawawala yan hanggang sa pagtanda mo. Even when you
Agree.
become old, it empowers you to create positive impact with not only with your own lives, but also with the lives of others. So as you share our insights, wisdom, and expertise, we create a life that is so fulfilling, and fulfilling also for those we call significant others in our lives. What do you think? Tama kayong na aking insights?
Of course, that's correct, Mr. Alan. But before I also give my insight, I'd just like to say hello to all of our live audience right now. We have almost 30 live audience, and I know this will be growing. We have Christopher Verso Davilo saying, good day, team. Matilde Fernandez Belen, Blesilda Samonte Haranilia. Hello, I'm watching from Pagsanhan, Laguna.
Oh.
Uh, we also have Daniela Guillermo. It's my first time joining here. Looking forward for the HR Cafe. We have a lot more that is joining here in our program. Thank you very much, everyone. Now, for my insights, investing in yourself is not only most people would think that investing in yourself is really more of a financial investment for you to be able to prepare for your needs. But investing in knowledge is equally important because if you invest in yourself, you invest in knowledge, in gaining knowledge and experience, that would enable you not only to gain wealth, but also to gain the right network, the right mentors, the right opportunities that will come your way and be able to really help you reach your full potential and also reach your goals. So,
Mm.
without further ado, I would like to go on to our speaker for today. And as promised, we have an international speaker that is joining here at the HR Cafe program. Our speaker is the CEO of People Matters. She's also LinkedIn's top voice and the organizer of founder of Tech HR, which is the Asia's largest HR and work tech conference. Her executive background as an HR professional is that she has worked at Caixa Catalunya, which is a bank. She has also worked at Manpower International, Hewlett Packard, Tata Consultancy. She has, in terms of her education, she has a master's in business administration under the Indian School of Business. She took up postgraduate in HR management at IADA Business Schools and also have a Bachelor of Law at the University of Pompey Fabra. Our speaker for today is well known throughout the globe because she has founded People Matters 14 years ago with the vision to enable the community of HR leaders to be more impactful in business. And we're again very proud because People Matters have been a partner of the Philippines HR group for the longest time. And we welcome our CEO of People Matters, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Esther Ramirez. Hi, Esther. Good, beautiful morning to you or afternoon.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Darwin, and thanks, Alan, for having me here today. It's a privilege.
So, Esther, we will give you the floor. I know that you have a lot of things to discuss about the benefits of investing on learning, and I'm sure after this you'll be able to really highlight why is it important for people to continue their strive to learn, to continue to invest on themselves, and to continue to really reach their goals. Because a lot of HR professionals would just normally rely on the trainings that is being given by their company, right? Or the trainings or education that they've had during the time that they were in school. And most of the professionals would normally stop learning when they already go to work, when they already onboarded on their jobs. They don't have time. And they forget that learning is a continuous experience. Learning is a continuous journey. So we'll give you the floor, Esther, for your presentation.
Super. Thank you so much, Darwin, and thanks, Alan, for the kind introduction. And thanks all of you who are joining. I really want to congratulate this Philippines HR group. I think 143 episodes. It's a huge commitment, and I think it just talks about how much. Thank you, Lily. I'm on a live call. No problem. No worries. So it just talks about the commitment that you have to support the community to keep investing. And I think that the topic of today, investing in yourself, is very, very critical for all of us. I think as a HR community, we tend to be nurturers. We tend to be providers of others and designing interventions that help others learn and develop and build capabilities. And I think often I have seen that HR is kind of last in the line when it comes to designing interventions to invest in yourselves. So People Matters is in a way an opportunity for you to keep investing in yourself. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we do. And I think many of you have been part of some of our programs and already know, but I wanted to use this opportunity today to reflect a little bit about what's happening in our business context. And that's going to be the first part of the presentation. The second part of the presentation is going to be introducing how we enable HR to keep investing in yourselves. And then the third part of the presentation is going to be an opportunity for me to talk about the conference we're going to be hosting in Singapore. Many of you have already signed up to join us end of August. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the conference and what we're trying to do, because I think it's, again, an opportunity to invest in yourself. Detach yourself from day-to-day work that you do in office and actually go travel, invest in 2 days of learning and networking with professionals from across the region. And that's going to be my third element of today's presentation. All right, so before we start, I'm going to be kind of asking questions as we go along. So I just want to check if the comments section is working well. So I saw Blesilda saying that she's joining from Paksangjan Laguna. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So let me know where all you're joining from. So it will be great to let each other know which city, which region, or which country are you joining from. So if you can do that on the comments box, so I'll get a little bit of a sense if we can make this session a little interactive. Very nice. Yeah, maybe you can let us know your company and the province you're joining from. That will be lovely. So from Philippines, Nueva Ecija, we have Christine joining from there. Malabon City, thank you, Daniela, for letting us know. And as we go through the presentation, and I'm going to share my screen in a minute, I'm going to be asking you questions and make it as much interactive as possible, because I think the beauty of doing this as a live session, it's a two-way, and I'm also looking forward learning from all of you. And we have Jem joining from Bulacan and Ria from Cavite. Thank you. Doors joining from General Santos City. And we have some colleagues joining from Quezon City as well. All right, wonderful. So it's working. So be ready as I go through the presentation to be asking you questions as well. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. Let me see if this works well. We tested it and it did work well. So all of you will be able to see now, hopefully, both. And I love this image for us to kind of visualize ourselves. So unfortunately, this picture only have men. So for all the woman leaders joining, my apologies. I didn't notice until just now that there are only men in this boat. But just imagine there are women and men, right? And see this boat as kind of your team or your squad. And I think many of you work across different teams. So pick up a team and visualize these people in this boat really navigating through these challenging, moving seas. As you can see, there's a lot of effort and teamwork on this boat. I would like you to visualize this image and see yourself on that boat and see your team as well. And the reason why I love this image is because it really helps us see how challenging is the work we're doing. We all have a destination, and we all have tools that are helping us enable to reach that destination. In this case, is the boat, the sailing, and our own colleagues. But you can see it's quite challenging. And what I'll invite you to reflect about is how is this context changing for you when you look back at maybe 5 years, 10 years ago, and you look at your current context, what is different? And again, inviting you on the comment section to share how has the environment changed, and what is it that makes it different as you sail through the business context. You look at your own company, you look at your own industry, and you look at yourself sailing through this boat. What has changed around you? And I'm going to invite comments to say, how has the business environment changed as you navigate and as you sail through this, environment to achieve your destination or your business goal? So as the comments come, I kind of share with you, and of course, whether we use the word VUCA, and I think during COVID, a new word came that you probably have heard, which is VANI. Whichever are those words that we use, we've started to see some of you sharing that knowledge is the new currency. The team is small. The boats are all the same. You can't really compete on boats. In this case, you can't compete on technology, you can't compete on capital because everyone has the same access. But as one of you said, knowledge is the new currency. And it's really because of the uncertainty. So we talk about uncertainty as one of the things that we really can't control what's happening in the sea, right? And we have seen even during the pandemic that things that are even very, very difficult to even think that may happen have happened, right? So we really have less control. The second thing that we realize is that we also have, the world has become a lot more complex, right? So because it's become more complex, it's very difficult to plan long term. So it's very non-linear. And I think things that happen today have a disproportionate effect or a disproportionate impact, right? So it becomes a lot more difficult for us to plan long term. So it's more difficult for us to be prepared. It's more difficult for us to plan long term. And because the world is a lot more volatile, there is a lot more difficulty to predict. So when a lot of our board members, our leaders are saying, okay, give me a 12-month plan, give me a 3-year plan, it becomes more and more challenging because it's almost impossible to predict mid to long term. And it's also a lot more ambiguous, which means that we don't have all the information to make decisions. And sometimes that information is actually also contradicting each other. So it becomes a lot more difficult to make sense and a lot more difficult to have that sense of control, right? So it's not that the world has, changed that radically, but because it's become more interconnected, because it's become more difficult to align and more difficult to be prepared. That's the sensation that you have. Now, what's the implication? I think one of you mentioned knowledge is the new currency, agility is the new currency, and the ability to work in smaller groups, and this image of this boat, sailing boat, as opposed to this large, big Titanic, this large, big organization that it's moving all together. And then it's so slow that even when you see the iceberg, by the time that information comes to the captain to make the decision, it's too late. And we all know what happened to this large, big Titanic, that was just not able to move fast enough. And I think that's the shift that we are seeing in organization in the last, I would say, 15 to 20 years. But that shift is actually becoming more and more urgent for us to be able to help our organization to break from a large system to a much smaller, interconnected, independently autonomous boats that are able to really understand what the consumer needs are and are able to move a lot more agile. And that's the shift. That's the shift that we're seeing in many companies. That's the shift that we're seeing, that the consumers are demanding a lot more agility and a lot more closeness to the problems at the ground level. And organizations are struggling. I think many of you still are part of organizations that are very large, that are very hierarchical, and you're seeing that system is actually breaking. So it's an opportunity for all of you to really invest in yourselves and really help the organization navigate to what's required. Now, I want to take you through, this is actually, it's called the two loop systems change. And you can apply this system change methodology for any change. I'm going to apply it today, of course, in the context of people and work and what's happening when we're looking at the shift of leadership and managerial skills required to be successful. But you can apply these systems, two loop systems, to any change. So on the one hand, you have the dominant system. So the dominant system is the system that it's dominant at this particular state. And what you see here is there is a very important role of this system, which is the people who stabilize that system. Now, what happens with systems is over time, some of those systems become obsolete. And we started to see that then there is a new emerging system which starts to come. It comes with small pioneers, people who start doing things differently. Now, those pioneers get together to build networks and to get together to actually build a community. That community of practice then becomes an opportunity to nourish and to generate change. And then the emergent system then becomes the new dominant system in the future. Now, what I love about this system is that it allows us to explain what's happening in the context of people and work. Now, what we have seen, and you have seen me talking about this a lot, and a lot of leaders as well have been able to talk about how we're changing from a command and control dominant system, which is the Titanic system. Right? We manage people. We really follow the rules. We coordinate, but we really look at maintaining status quo. There is a mindset of control. There is a mindset of labor, right? We look at people as resources, yeah? So that's the dominant system that it's coming now to an end. I think there is a lot of work that People Matters is doing, and even the HR Cafe comes from that mindset to be able to really look at what is the emergent system? What is it that the organizations need to do differently? And what we invite you to think about is how we're shifting towards this emergent system of trust and inspiration, where we don't actually manage people. We actually inspire people. We lead people. We manage things, but we don't manage people, right? People don't need to be managed. People need to be inspired. And that's a huge mindset shift when it comes to looking at the past dominant system to the new emergent system. We also look at commitment to doing the right thing, which is different from the commitment of following the rules. So, of course, we will have processes. Of course, we need to really organize ourselves in a way to make it simple. But we really look at what's the right thing, and we look at values, and we look at commitment to the customer as the inspiration of decision making. And we want everyone in the organization to do the right thing, which sometimes could mean changing the process, so going away of the process, because that's what's required in that boat. Remember that small boat where everyone is working together to do the right thing, which is keeping the direction and winning the race. Yeah. The emergent system also looks at collaboration across teams and breaking the silos. We're looking at being a gardener and really nurturing what's the right thing. Again, we're looking at inspiring, and we're looking at people as talent. And I love this sentence that I heard in I think one of my interviews with a CEO that says, it's not about humans as a resources. And I really love that. And I'm going to repeat it twice. It's not human as resources, but humans as a source. So it's not human as a resource, but human as a source. Human as a source of inspiration, human as a source of innovation, human as a source of value creation for our customers. Humans are a source of possibilities. Yeah. Now, this is very important for us because when it comes to making that shift happen in your organization, you are in the driving seat. You have the opportunity to really channelize and make that change in your organization. And in my prediction is that only organizations that are going to really embrace that emerging system are going to be able to have the agility and navigate this context, this business context that we are operating today. If you're still in the mindset of the Titanic, if your organization is still a command and control where decisions are taken at the top level and they're disseminated and cascaded down, if you still in the system where there is a follow the rule kind of mindset and we look at people as resources, then you are part of that dominant system. And as you can see, the dominant system is declining. And what I love about this image here, you can see the layer of transitioning. My invitation is that maybe you are not a pioneer organization. Maybe you are not an early adopter of these emerging systems, but there is a huge opportunity for you to transition. And that transition will happen mostly driven by leaders like yourself. And then it becomes even more important that you're investing in yourselves to be able to understand what is this dominant system decline means to my organization and what is the emergent system means to my business, to my context. How do I enable that change and transformation? How do I inspire leaders to join this change management and enable the organization to shift? So that's my invitation today. Now, for you to be able to do that, you need to align yourself with organizations like the HR Cafe, a huge investment every Sunday to get the community together. People Matters. We've been privileged to work with the HR Cafe for many, many years. And I think we are all trying to help organizations transitioning towards the emergent requirement of your business. Now, from People Matters perspective, our mission is to enable you to become the answer. We want you to really be in the driving seat of that change. And to do that, what is it that we do? So what we do is we look at knowledge and content, and I'm going to take you through some of the work that we do in case you're not aware of. But not just content and knowledge, but it's also about creating an inspiration through our experiences, enable you to be inspired, to be able to really drive that change, which is very, very challenging. So all our products want to be at the intersect of content and experience. And this is all underpinned with People Matters values. For us, it's all about win-win. And our mindset is always about collaborating with partners like HR Cafe, collaborating with leaders like yourself to help you become more impactful to your business, collaborating with a huge host of service providers and startups and investors that work with us to really raise the bar for the community. So that's a very, very important element. Even internally, we really want People Matters employees to grow, to have a fantastic experience working in an organization that really makes a difference to society. So win-win is a very, very critical element of our design. Thinking forward, we want to help you to be part of that emerging system. So that means we need to be also always ahead of the curve. So there's a huge element of thinking forward, predicting what's required for our community, and really working to always be a pioneer as a brand. Obsession for impact is a critical role for us because everything that we do needs to make a difference. So it's a mindset of outcomes, it's a mindset of results, and it's not a mindset of to-dos and a mindset of follow the process, but it's a mindset to create a difference to everyone that we touch. And hopefully even this presentation allows us to make a little bit of a difference today in this 2-hour episode of the HR Cafe. And finally, never give up is a very critical internal value of People Matters, which means persevere, drive. There'll be a lot of things that we will have to overcome, a lot of obstacles, but how do we work and learn from them? A lot of failures that we have to really take as learnings, and that's a very critical value of People Matters. All right, very quickly, what we do, we have 2 big product lines. One is our content, and the other one is our community work that we do through our conferences. So these are our websites. So if you have visited, we have our global website, which is actually specifically for Southeast Asia market. And I'm going to maybe invite my colleagues who are joining to share the URLs of our websites as well. We do a lot of research which is specific to Southeast Asia. We believe that in order to enable you to become the answer and help you become more impactful to business, you need to have access to content which is specifically and research which is specifically for Southeast Asia. So we have a huge investment on research to be able to enable you to do so. We do a lot of community work, which is roundtables at the ground level. We do events at the ground level. We do study tours, inviting organizations to learn from each other. And we do a lot of our awards as well to be able to really energize and bring bring more pride to the community as well. And a lot of in digital initiatives, we have our Unplugged podcast, we have our big questions that keep coming and helping the community to really enable themselves and become more and more, investing in themselves. These are some of our partners that work with us. And then finally, this is our strong presence we have not just in India and Southeast Asia, but as well in Australia and New Zealand. So it gives you an opportunity as well to not only learn from your colleagues in Philippines, but also learn from others in the region. All right, so that takes me to my final element, which is really about Take HR today. And I'm gonna invite you also, if you're gonna join us in Take HR, just put it on the comments. What are you looking for to learn from Take HR? And if you attended last year as well, it'd be great to hear on the comment section if you attended last year and what you gain out of it. And if you are attending this year, what you're looking forward to Take HR this year. And I'm going to quickly take you through the conference agenda. We have focused this year on the theme of the art of the possible. And again, reminding you about these two images on my presentation. The first image is this boat, is this boat that is navigating these very challenging seas, right? And at the end of the day, whether you're part of a big organization or you're a part of a small organization, what you have is people in your team, and what you have is that sailing boat. Even if you're part of a large organization, it really is about the effectiveness of that smaller boat that is going to determine the success of your team, right? So I'm inviting you to look at that boat, and inviting you to look at those two loops that you saw in the image as well. The loop of the dominant system that it's declining, which is the system of command and control, which is not working anymore, and we have to shift it. And we have the other loop, which is the emergent system, which is the system of inspiration, is the system of enablement, is the system of decentralizing decision making. Yeah. So I want you to have these two images in your mind. Where People Matters Take HR comes in is at the intersect of these two. We really want you to really embrace the art of the possible. So we're going to have a 2-day program, which is going to invite you to think about what is possible for your organization, what is possible in your context, and how can you be the driver of change to support your organization to really walk towards those possibilities. Yeah. So it's going to be a 2-day design where the whole, actually it's a 1 day for some of you who are joining us only for the conference, and a 2-day if you're joining us for the study tour as well. So 24th is the conference day, which is in Marina Bay Sands. And on 25th, we're going to have the study tours, which is an immersion of traveling and visiting organizations in Singapore. So very quickly, let me see if I can just quickly share some images of last year's study tour. So this is the conference of 2022, and we had an amazing delegation of some colleagues joining us from Philippines, and it was such a pleasure to host you all. It was beautiful, and it was such a high energy group, and I'm looking forward to welcome you, all of you, again. This year we have our speakers coming from around the globe. We have Jacob Morgan joining us from the US. We have Peter Hinson, who is a founder of Nextworks. We have many colleagues joining us, leaders joining us from Singapore, but as well Australia. And we have leaders joining from Malaysia, from Philippines, from Indonesia. So many leaders who are going to join us from around the world and around the region. The agenda is divided into 4 kind of, we call it agenda colors or pillars. One is the business pillar, which is always very critical, because I think at the end of the day, remember, you're navigating in that boat. But at the end of the day, it's all about business impact. So we zoom out and understand what are the things that are changing at the business level, what are the things that are changing at the consumer level, and how can HR, people and work function can be more impactful to business. So that's the first layer. The second, we also look at future of technology, what's happening at the technology level, how do we zoom out at some of the key technologies that are changing and disrupting and converging to disrupt the way we operate. But that's not necessarily only HR technology, but really the macro level of technologies that are changing, which is the green color. The blue color, which is zooming in a little bit on what is the technology that is impacting HR. So here we're going to look at technology specifically for sourcing, for recruitment, for learning, for rewards, for engagement, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And the final one is my favorite track, which is really about investing in yourself. So a lot of the masterclasses and workshops happen in that last velocity to shift track. So we have two passes. One is the conference only, which gives you access to the conference on 24th. And then we have the pass of conference plus masterclass plus study tours. So if you go with the conference, masterclass and study tours, then you get access to not only the content on 24th, but also the content on 25th. And this year's masterclasses that we have are multiple, and they're mostly all pre-registration. So you'll have to register with all of them in advance. We have the Box Breakthrough Challenge, where you're going to have an opportunity to learn a skill on how do we use tools like the Box Breakthrough Challenge to navigate through change management. So these are things you're going to learn not only for yourself, but some of those skills you can take to the organization. We're going to work with Lego. We love to work with Lego on innovation. So there's a workshop specifically using Lego for innovation. And we're going to use as well systemic constellations on how do we understand the dynamics of silos and how do we break those silos using systemic constellations. So these are all tools you are going to learn in the masterclasses, and you will see the effect it has in yourself. Again, it's an opportunity to learn and invest in yourself, but it's also tools that you can then take to your organization and use to be able to navigate change management within your organization. We're going to have our study tours this year. We're going to have GovTech welcoming us. We're going to have INSEAD, Singapore, welcoming us. We're going to have Mandai Wildlife Group, which is actually the Singapore Zoo. So we're going to get an opportunity to see the zoo from the lenses of the HR team, and it's fascinating to be able to actually do that in the context of the physical zoo, because we're going to be actually going to the zoo to learn on how do they look at talent management for a business like a zoo, Singapore Zoo. We're going to be welcomed by Micron Technology, Olam, Boeing, Ericsson, and Singapore National Employers Federation as well. And we're going to learn about how Singapore looks at human capital from a kind of country perspective. Yeah, and it's very, very exciting to learn from different industries, as you can see, different company sizes, different contexts, and that will happen on 25th of August if you're coming for both the conference and the study tour. So I'm going to pause now, and this is the end of my presentation. And for any comments, questions that you may have, and once again, I'm personally very, very excited to see you all. I love to welcome our Philippines delegation. You're always so warm and so exciting, and I love when we do the final picture, and we do that every year together. And it's always just amazing to feel the energy that this group has. So over to you, Darwin and Alan, for any questions that may come from the group or anything else that you'd like me to cover.
Hi, Esther. Thank you very much for that information. Now, actually, we have a question coming from our previous attendees of last year who are also excited to join us this year. They're wondering, we've been doing Tech HR in Singapore. Is there an opportunity to have the Tech HR conferences across Asia, like, for example, the Philippines?
So we are actually considering, Darwin, and thank you so much for that. And it's a huge request for all our geography communities to say, can we host something also in our country? And we're really looking forward to do so. I think this year we're thinking of expanding it in different geographies. So we'll surely look at Manila as one of the options very, very soon.
Okay, we're very excited on that. But of course, looking forward to this coming August to see everyone in Singapore for Tech HR. Esther, one of the parts of the program in Tech HR is also introducing up and coming tech organizations, right?
Yeah.
Why did you indicate why did you include that in a program? Why would you think there's value in having this upcoming tech communities to also be introduced to our HR community?
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Darwin, for that question. And I think it goes back a little bit to that image of the dominant system going down and the emerging system coming in. I think what we have started to see is there is a lot of technology available, but many of us as HR professionals may not be aware. In the past system, decisions in technology were always top down. The headquarter will decide which technologies to use for the complete company. And our invitation, and that's why Take HR for the last so many years, we welcome the HR tech providers, we welcome the startups, we welcome the investors that are looking at the HR space, because it's really about the ecosystem. And all of those players that exist, which have fantastic products, are all enablers. You don't have to build things in house. You don't have to fight the internal bureaucracy, because technology is available at the fingerprints. And I
Correct.
think the end in mind is uh, while we invest in ourselves in terms of content, we also invest in ourselves in terms of what's available in the marketplace. How can I leverage the products that are already available to incorporate them in my company and be able to automate things, to be able to really make the HR team more effective, more impactful. And I think that's why we want to democratize the access of those service providers and create those connections, because you're going to be together under one roof with more than 100 players that
Mhm.
all of them have products that can help you automate a lot of things, make more effective, more impactful. And under one roof, you'll have the opportunity to meet them and being able to use them for your organization.
What is the overarching theme for this coming Tech HR conference?
Yeah, thank you, Darwin, for that. And it's the theme this year is about the art of the possible. And the invitation is going to be to look at this context, which is so challenging. And in the brochure, there is a quote that I love, and I'm going to see if I can remember. It's Ayrton Senna's a Formula One driver saying, it's impossible to overtake 15 cars in a normal day, in a sunny day. But on a pitch, when you're driving and it's raining, it's only then that it's possible that you can overcome 15 cars. So it's only in the challenging times, it's only in this rocky, weather that we are in as businesses, that you can actually really perform and outperform your peers. So the art of the possible is an opportunity or an invitation for us to move beyond the challenge mindset and the problem mindset, to really embrace the possibilities mindset, the mindset of where is the silver lining, where is the opportunity, how can we impact our consumers, how can we make a difference to society. And that invitation is that hopefully in the 2 days of the conference, you'll have that spark, and when you go back to your organization, you take that spark and share it with many more people in your company, and take that spark and use it to really create that positive change in your company.
Agree. Esther, aside from learning, aside from the experience, uh, one of the highlights is really networking and being able to know and network with not only speakers from around the region, so Southeast Asia, but also your peers in different countries. Why is it important for us to be able to network with fellow colleagues across the globe on what's the importance of really networking when it comes to growing your career and growing your knowledge in HR.
Yeah, it's just so important. And again, inviting you to remember that dominant system is going down, emergent system is coming up. There are no known answers. There are no known solutions anymore. So through networks, the spark of innovation, the spark of co-creation happens. So I think the fact that you are getting out of your office, whether it's virtual office or physical office, in this case, even traveling to Singapore just detaches yourself from the context you operate in. You go learn, get inspired, but also meet peers who are going through the same similar challenges, and build those networks for sparking new ideas, creating a stronger community, and also realizing you're not alone in that journey of challenge, right? In a journey of possibilities. So very, very critical. And I think belonging to a community and being able to physically meet each other has a huge different component. And probably even in the community of Philippines, you're going to get to meet people that you don't even get to meet in Philippines itself, because all of you are from different geographies and different regions. So I think it's an opportunity to re-energize, to learn from each other, and to co-create.
Okay, thank you for that, Esther. Mentor Alan, questions for
Yes,
Esther.
I have a question. I hope this will not preempt the Tech HR Singapore. With this question about technology,
Yeah,
you mentioned a while ago that VUCA is now replaced by BANI, which is brittle, anxious, nonlinear, and incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. And I think this is the best characteristics of the situation now that we are facing with the emergence of artificial intelligence. Okay, I would like to ask you, what's your opinion about the emergence of AI as a factor that can make investing in oneself in terms of
yeah,
learning and education a futile exercise due to the possibility that what we will learn from this available education and available certification will become obsolete so fast anyway. What do you think?
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Alan, for that question and reflection. And I think the someone posted, the knowledge is the new currency, and I think maybe we would add that applied knowledge is the new currency. I think knowledge in itself, it has to be aligned to outcomes and impact that you're creating to your customers, to the communities that you serve, each one of you serve in your businesses. I think what AI is doing is, of course, augmenting us, and there is a huge resistance, and there is a huge dangers of AI going on the wrong side, but it's also a huge opportunity. And I think with any technology, rubbish in, rubbish out. So I think what's important about investing in yourself is being able to have clarity, have bigger perspective, have a deeper understanding of a context, and being able to define problems better. Because AI cannot define a problem. AI can only give you ways or ideas to maybe think through problems or potentially solutions. But it's still going to be the human creation to be able to frame the problems. AI cannot tell you what's the question. AI can only probably guide you on what could be the answer. But if you don't have a question, you can go to ChatGPT and say, okay, what should I focus on? And you'll probably have no answer to that. But if you say, well, I have a challenge on retention, and this is the challenge, in the last so many months, we've seen this segment of population leaving the organization. This is the inputs that we get from the survey data. This is the inputs we get from managers. This is the inputs we get from these. Guide me on what could be some of the hypotheses. AI can support you on doing so. And as a human, then you can take those hypotheses and go deeper. So it's a huge benefit, and it's a huge tool that can augment you. So my invitation will be embrace it, because you will require to use technology, and you probably will be replaced by somebody who can use technology better than someone who cannot use technology. Now, you will have to invest in yourself on new skills. What are those new skills? Using technology is going to be an important skill. Knowing which technologies are available is an important skill. And knowing how to frame problems is an important skill. Collaborating with other teams to get things done is an important skill. Inspiring others is an important skill. So I think nothing has changed. The importance of investing in yourself continues to be more so important. What you're investing in, of course, will keep changing with time. Yeah. Hope we've answered your question, Alan.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Esther,
Great.
one last
Yes, go ahead.
question.
Last. Oh, go
Um,
ahead, Peter.
there have been a lot of conferences that is coming post pandemic. A lot of Asia conferences, not only in the Philippines, not only throughout the region. Why is Tech HR an important event? Why should people join us at the Tech HR conference?
Yeah, thank you so much, Darwin. I'm tempted to ask you that question. Maybe you can give your opinion as somebody who's attended so many conferences, and maybe you can give your own personal view as well as a leader who attended Take HR, I think, multiple times. I feel what as a kind of like the conference designer team, what we aspire is always to make a huge impact, and I think that is the essence of our conference design. And people matters. In everything that we do, there is a component of huge quality content, which is our agenda, but it goes beyond the content to really create that experience. And I think it's only when you have attended Take HR that you understand what that means. Now, there's only one big disclaimer I will have for all of you, that if you attend Take HR conference, you probably can't attend any conference anymore, because I feel the bar of experience that we set for yourselves is so high that even year after year we need to up our own bar. So we finish Take HR every year, and we take all these beautiful pictures together as groups, and we reflect about, wow, this was awesome. Now next year we have to raise the bar even more, because internally we have this huge desire to keep impacting. So whatever we did last year is not good enough. We now need to make it even better and even better and even better. So I think Take HR is not a conference. Take HR is an experience, is an
Agree.
invitation to change, is an invitation to be the source and the power of change in your company. So that's why we think it's very, very different from any other conferences. But
Agree.
Darwin, you tell us, how do you feel it's different?
With regards to my own personal experience attending last year, I unlike other conferences that I've attended to where I'm representing either my company or
Yeah,
the organization that I represent, it's really more often I was there. I feel that I'm really part of a community, of a global
correct,
community of leaders that is really there for learning. And it's very easy
correct,
for you to talk to someone from Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, about all of the issues that are very unique from their own country, and provide you with what are they doing, what are their best practices. And hearing, we have a lot of speakers that are really gave valuable information and learning to us. One of them is, of course, Sir David Ulrich. That was he really focuses on why is as HR professionals, why are we at the forefront of the business, and how can we really be players of the business. I mean, helping the business really grow, and helping our community really grow and expand. And not only that, being able to experience the study tours, you'll have a unique experience to really look into each company's best practices firsthand. You're actually there in the company. The leaders of that organization will be telling you, will be orienting you about their processes, their policies, and they will even give you a tour not only of their organization, but they will have a Q&A. There'll be a lot of sharing, and also sharing from the participants. So it's really
yeah,
something, it's a whole lot of experience that I'm sure a lot of people would be looking forward to.
wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Darwin, for sharing that. Really
Now,
appreciate it.
Esther, I know that we're on borrowed time, but I would like you to like to give you this opportunity to give your let's say last words with regards to investing in yourself, investing in learning, and also maybe again inviting everyone who are watching us right now live. We have more than 50 people watching us live right now, and hundreds more that will be watching during the replay. So please, will give you the floor.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so maybe I'll just invite you to reflect about maybe one start, one stop when it comes to investing yourselves. I would start with the stop. Stop being a victim that I don't have the time, that I don't have the budget, and that's kind of like a victim mindset. So stop the victim mindset and really start the protagonist mindset, saying I'm in control. There is so much available there to learn from, and really start being the challenger. Challenge yourself, to raise the bar for your own impact, and really use the possibilities that you have. You have a lot of possibilities. So stop the victim mindset that, oh, the world is against me and there is nothing I can do to invest in myself, and start embracing the challenger mindset, saying, okay, what is it that it's in that my control that I can learn, and how do I upgrade myself? So that will be my start and stop as we leave you today, for
I
continuing
love
to invest
that.
in yourself.
I love that. Thank you very much, Esther. And we will see you
Thank
this
you.
coming August 24 for the Tech HR Mat Singapore 2023.
All
Thank you
right.
very much, Esther.
Thank you,
Thank
Leslie, thank you
you.
Esther.
for coming.
Have a wonderful
Thank
evening,
you.
everyone. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks. And again, for those of you guys who would be interested in joining us at the uh, Philippines HR Group delegation of People Matters Tech HR Singapore, attending the whole conference, attending the masterclass, and also attending the site tour, the study tours in Singapore. Our registration link is at the FB page of Philippines HR Group. And for those who will be part of the Philippines HR Group delegation, last year we have over 70 plus HR leaders who went to Singapore. This year, we've already have more than 200 who signed up. We are hoping that we have more than 100 who will be going to Singapore with us to raise the flag of the HR community at the Tech HR Singapore conference. Okay, so let us go back, Alan, to our program now, with regards to, let's see, the HR question for the week. I think we needed to discuss this, Alan, with regards to the HR question for the week. Let me just go to that particular slide.
Yan.
Yeah. Oh, that's
No,
the one quote for
the
the
other
week.
one.
Where is that?
Yan.
Okay, so this is a question that was posted at the Philippines HR group this week, and it had a lot of what you call participation, discussion
Comments
on this
and
particular
reactions.
discussion, reactions. Right. The question is, I already resigned from my company after being given a job offer and signing an employment contract with my new employer. But unfortunately, I was informed by the company, the new employer, that the position that I was applying for and being considered at was now on hold and possibly no longer needed by the organization. I already have a job offer. I already have an employment contract. What can I do? Mr. Allen, what's your take on this?
I
Oh, by the
tried
way,
to.
before that, Mr. Adam, I would just like to say hello to our mother dear, Ma'am Jo, Attorney Jo Fernandez, who's watching us. Thank you,
I am Ma'am
Ma'am
Jo.
Jo. I'll be seeing you this coming Wednesday at the HR Labor Relations Conference. Yes, Alan, for
Ayun.
your thoughts on the question.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my feet on this person's shoes. No? Ang hirap nun. Kasi you already left your previous employer hoping that you have a greener pasture in the
Correct.
new employer, and then suddenly this new employer announced that your position is on hold. Di ba napaka-unfair? Kawawa naman yung tao na bitin. So, sa akin, palagi ko, the first thing that the person should do is stay calm. Stay calm and try as much as possible to communicate with the new employer about the situation. Ito lang, may clarify lang ako. New employer means pasok na siya. Ganun
Correct.
ba? Diba?
Yes,
So,
actually, what
technically,
happened is that he was supposed to start, but prior to the day that he was supposed to start, he received a call from the hiring manager that unfortunately, the client or
the new employer.
the new employer, or well, actually the client that they have no longer needed the
Ah,
possession for the moment. So they
naku.
wanted to. They're not sure if they need to forgo or if they will be asking this particular candidate of them to
It's
wait.
so
Uh,
it's so
Kumbaga,
unfair, no?
nag-ano siya,
Talagang,
nag-resign na siya, nag-render na siya,
oh,
third-day notice na sa kabilang kumpanya, looking forward na siya, nakapag pa-medical na siya, nakapagpasa na siya ng
everything.
all pre-employment requirements. But
Kaya nga yun,
unfortunately, day one,
unang-una,
sinabihan niya. Mhm,
ang tingin ko dyan, wag mo na siya magpanic. Stay calm lang. And try as much as possible to communicate with the new employer about the situation. His
mhm,
situation. Kasi right now, nasa limbo siya, no? Seek
mhm.
clarity on how the position was put on hold. Ngayon,
Correct.
sinabi nga sa kanya na yung client pala na nangangailangan sa kanya nung position na yun, eh medyo hindi na kailangan dahil 'di ba? Kawawa naman. There should be an action plan on the part of the new employer on how to deal with this. At hindi pwedeng
Agree.
bitinin lang siya. Explore other also. Ito just to be more proactive, no? He should explore other job opportunities while waiting for updates. Hindi pwedeng
Mhm,
he puts all his eggs in one basket. Delikado 'yon. Kasi sabi niya may pamilya siya, eh. Nabasa ko 'to, eh.
mhm,
Meron
mhm,
siyang, wife that is also, um, anxious about what can happen in the future.
mhm.
And the next thing, he should review the employment contract that he signed for possible insights and possible, things that he can pick up para 'pag kumonsulta siya for legal advice, eh meron siyang matibay na masasabi, magagamit, no? And then, ayun, maybe we can consider temporarily reversing his resignation if possible. Kausapin niya ulit yung previous employer, nakakahiyaman, pero telling the truth might change things, no? And maintindihan naman siya ng previous employer. And most importantly, stay positive, proactive, and focus on your mental health. Pray, pray, pray. Sir Darwin.
I actually like what you said that to be proactive, look for other opportunities at the same time. Also, talk to his previous employer and check is the position that he left vacant still open. Maybe they can consider rehiring him or foregoing of the resignation. Kaya kaso nga lang nakapag 30-day notice na siya, no? Nakapag-ed na siya. Pero let's see, maybe because of that opportunity, at hindi pa nakakapag-hire ng replacement yung kanyang previous
Mm.
company, baka po pwede pa siya bumalik. But I
Lalo
would
na
like
kung
to
maganda
share,
naman yung relationship niya dun sa
correct,
previous employer,
oo,
di ba?
correct.
And
That's why we never
performance
burn
pa.
bridges. We never burn
Mm.
bridges with our previous employer. Pero I would like
Mm.
to answer this based on what I've personally experienced and learned when we had a similar case way back in my previous company, wherein there was one of the applicants that were given a job offer and an employment contract was given a start date, but unfortunately, um, what happened is that the transition of that particular department from another country going to our site in the Philippines did not materialize. It was put on hold by at the executive level. This particular candidate was very excited on his role. He waited for 5 months, and then he went to Dole, and there was an ongoing case. And what happened is that um, uh, our position was we don't have any control of our business with regards to transitioning the business from that particular country going here to the Philippines, and that particular requirement supporting that transition. Unfortunately, sabi nga ni arbiter, and I really understand where the arbiter is coming from. One is that the employee. Kasi employee na siya eh. May employment contract na siya, di ba? So, dapat they should be able to make good of that agreement, make good of that contract. Dapat hinanapan siya
Yun.
ng role sa kumpanya, right?
Exactly.
O hinanapan siya ng role sa company kasi breach of contract yun eh. And
Oh,
again, that particular candidate waited for X number of months, and he already given up his previous employment. You know what the recommendation of the arbiter, well, actually the decision of the arbiter at that time is for the company to pay the X number of months that supposedly dapat naka-onboard si employee. Kasi
tama.
magkaiba naman
Tama.
talaga yung job offer sa employment contract. Job offer, okay lang na ma-rescind eh. Ang employment contract, medyo mahirap nang ma-rescind yan unless both parties agreed na i-rescind yung
Exactly.
contract. Pero kung yun nga dun sa situation na to, nag-resign na siya sa previous employer, nakapag on board na siya tapos hindi lang siya pinag-start, I think it's best that if you're in this position, you have to make good of your contract. You have to talk to upper management and present that this is something that would have reputational damage and also possible legal repercussions or impact to the
Mm,
company. So kailangan nilang i-hire
exactly.
yung candidate. According to Ma'am Jo, Attorney Jo Fernandez, the new employer should explore other opportunities. Alan is right, unless candidate can still retract resignation. The case will
Oh,
prosper if damage can be proven and that cause. And at this
correct.
particular case, the resignation from previous company and economic impact kasi walang trabaho yung employee, wala siyang pupuntahan, 'di ba? So
Mm,
that's our recommendation. Kaya it's very important talaga na for recruiters, for HR, that whenever you're hiring, make sure that tama yung kumbaga planado yung inyong mga requirements para hindi kayo magre-rescind ng contract. Okay?
tama.
Now,
Agree.
next would be the announcement coming from the Office of the President, the lifting of the state of public health emergency throughout the Philippines due to COVID-19. Alan, di ba, over the past years, natatandaan natin, President Duterte declared a state of emergency, declaring the whole Philippines under the state of emergency, public health emergency because of COVID-19. Kaya nga
Mm,
nangyari noon, di ba, we had mandatory wearing of mask, mandatory vaccination for all employees or for all Filipinos, and also some companies even give out a hazard pay during the time of the pandemic. Now, the implication of this is that the government itself is saying to everyone here in the Philippines that wala ng pandemic,
mm,
whatever policies or processes that were in place during the time of the pandemic because it was under public health emergency, hindi na siya angkop ngayon kasi nilift na nga yung yung public health emergency. So for those companies na tatanong, kailangan na ba namin bawiin yung hazard pay na binigay namin during the time of the pandemic? Well, part of management prerogative, nasa sa inyo po yan, pero what the document is saying is that wala na po tayo sa pandemic period. And yung wearing of mask, yung requirement to make sure that the onboarding employee is vaccinated or with booster shots, hindi na po siya requirement. So that's the
Malinaw
implementation.
yan.
Mm-mm,
Mm.
correct.
Tapos yung
Now,
mga hindi nagpa-vaccine noon, hindi na rin kailangan magpa-vaccine pa, di ba?
hindi, well, it's their choice, pero hindi siya dapat maging what you call this, hadlang for employment. Hindi siya
Exactly. Eh, paano
dapat
yung
maging
na-travel kaya, if ever? Iba pa,
similarly,
sa lipat.
oo.
Talaga?
Within the whole Philippines, as long as within the whole Philippines, wala nang travel restrictions. Wala na dapat travel
Yun.
restrictions, wala na dapat mandatory using of face mask. Kasi, di ba, in previous months, kahit na nilift na yung wearing of face mask, may mga establishment pa rin, like banks, schools, or even malls, ang nagre-require na
Mm.
mag-wear ng face mask. But because of the announcement of the Office of the President, hindi na po siya kailangan. Buti
I was,
naka-debit na siya.
we were in SSS Antipolo last Thursday, kasama ko
Mhm.
misis ko. And hindi naman siya mandatory, pero nakita ko everybody's wearing face mask pa rin. Out of
It's
habit or
out of
whatever.
habit and choice.
Voluntarily na lang.
Oo.
Choice na lang
Correct.
siya.
Correct.
Kasi kami rin nakakapraning pa rin, that's why we both wore our face mask kasi public pa rin yun eh. Andun na yung wala naging embedded na sa psyche natin eh na to be safe, we'd rather use it. Anyway,
Agree.
thank you for the announcement.
Agree. Another announcement, important announcement coming from the Office of the President is that to ensure the public from the effects of the coming Typhoon Egay and to alleviate the effects of the scheduled 72-hour transport strike, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos has approved the suspension of classes and work in the National Capital Region, NCR. Pero, ano lang to ha, paalala, yung suspension of classes and suspension of work, yung work po para lang po siya sa government agencies. Hindi po siya para sa private companies. Kasi according to the Executive Secretary, suspension of work for private companies and classes in private schools is left to the discretion of their respective department heads. So
Mm.
para po sa mga private companies, nasa company nyo na po if magde-declare po kayo na no work for this coming Monday. Kasi nga because of the typhoon and also because of the transport strike.
Okay, no comment muna ako dyan ha.
Next would be the announcement from SSS. SSS would like to announce that the pension loan ay maaari na pong gawin online. So for those of our senior citizens, those retirees who would like to avail of the pension loan, you can actually apply for pension loan through the SSS website or through the SSS app. You can apply for a maximum of 200,000 and you can actually pay it in either 6, 12, or 24 months with just 10% annual interest. So napakababa po nito. So if you are a retiree, if you are currently on pension and you would like to seek for a pension loan because of any emergency, life emergency, or any needs that you need to spend, then SSS has something to offer, and this is the pension loan which you can avail online.
Mm.
Next is also an announcement from Pag-ibig. Kung napapansin niyo po, down po ang Pag-ibig Fund website. Ito po ay down since yesterday. So pinapaalalahan po tayo ng Pag-ibig na the Pag-ibig Fund website shall undergo systems maintenance July 22nd and July 23rd. So Saturday, Sunday. This is because of overall system maintenance, and there will be a temporary interruption in accessing the Pag-ibig website. Now, if we have any concerns, you can actually call the Pag-ibig hotline or also email Pag-ibig at contact@pagibigfund.gov.ph. Another wonderful announcement from Pag-ibig is that Pag-ibig has announced cuts of interest for home loans. So now the interest for home loans through Pag-ibig is now only at 6.25% per annum. And this is for a 3-year pricing, ha. So if you will be applying for a loan in Pag-ibig, yung first 3 years nyo is only at 6.25% per annum. Actually, for a 1-year loan, mas mababa pa nga, it's only 5.75%. To 5 years, 6.625%. And 30 years, pwedeng umabot ng up to 9.75%. So we are encouraging all of our employees, all of the people who are thinking of applying for a home loan, ito na po ang pagkakataon na mag-apply ng home loan sa Pag-ibig at napakababa po ng interest na binibigay po nila. Also, through Pag-ibig, you can avail through your exclusive Pag-ibig loyalty card or Pag-ibig loyalty card plus 20% discount in executive optical for all frames and multi-coated lenses, and another 5% discount for this month on shipping fees at J&T Express. Napakarami po ng benefits ng pag-apply ng Pag-ibig Loyalty Card and Pag-ibig Loyalty Card Plus. If you're interested, please just go to your nearest Pag-ibig office or Pag-ibig branch in your area. Mr. Alan, updates from PhilHealth?
Alright, sa PhilHealth naman po, alam nyo ba na 45th National Disability Prevention and Rehabilitation Week. Itong week na ito, no? Between July 17 to July 23 sa taong kasalukuyan. Ang sinasabi ng PhilHealth ay may mga benepisyo para sa mga PWDs. Mayroong mandatory PhilHealth coverage para sa mga PWD at ito ay base sa Republic Act number 11228. Ang sinasabi nito, there will be accessibility at karapatan ng mga taong may kapansanan. Daan tungo sa sustainableng kinabukasan na walang may iwan. Still about PhilHealth. Sinasabi po ng PhilHealth, ito po ay isang babala para sa lahat ng mga taong, napakadaling mauto. Wala pong loan sa PhilHealth. Huwag ho kayong magpapaloko sa mga scammers na nagsasabing pwede kayong mag-loan. Hihingin yung mga data ninyo, bandang huli, hihingin yung mga bank account, yung mga bank data ninyo at GCash number, tapos ayun, makukuha na kayo ng pera dahil hihingan kayo ng whatever amount for whatever fees dahil sinasabing makakapag-loan kayo sa kanila. Hindi po totoo yun dahil wala pong loan sa PhilHealth. Mag-ingat sa website na nagsasabing nagpapautang ang PhilHealth gaya ng, hindi ko nababanggitin. Pero ito yata, naka-display pala sa poster na to. DGDO, tama ba? DGDO. Wag ho kayong maniniwala dyan. At mismong PhilHealth ang nag-announce nito, no? Kung nakikita niyo yung website na yan at kung meron kayong marinig ng mga announcement sa kanila in whatever platform, in the social media, wag ho kayong magpapaloko. Walang manluloko kung walang nagpapaloko. Pag meron po kayong natunugan, naramdaman, narinig, whatever, na ginagawa ito, ay tumawag lamang sa 0917-898-7442 o kaya i-text ang PHIC callback space mobile number o Metro Manila landline niyo sa tanong or anumang concerns tungkol dito sa bagay nito. Inuulit po namin, malinaw na sinasabi ng PhilHealth, wala pong loan sa PhilHealth. Huwag po kayong magpapaloko. Yun po.
Agree, because PhilHealth is a medical insurance organization. Hindi po sila nagpapautang. Wala pong loan doon. Ang nagpapaloan lang po ay Pag-ibig at ang SSS. Pero po, you need to undergo application properly directly to Pag-ibig and SSS. Now,
Yun.
other announcements, Mentor
Meron pa.
Alan.
Madalas tinatanong ng mga kapwa natin HR, sino ang HR ng HR? Itong tanong na ito lumabas dahil maraming HR practitioners ang nagkakaroon na ng mental health issues, anxiety, depression, because of so much stress at work. Tapos meron ka pa mga colleagues na hindi ka maintindihan, meron ka pang boss na nakaka-pressure, nakakatuliro. So sino ngayon ang magiging HR na mga HR? Kasi trabaho natin na makinig sa problema ng mga kapwa nating empleyado. Pero sino makikinig sa problema natin? Ito na po ang magandang balita. Infinite Care nakipag-partner sa PHRG para sumuporta at bigyan ng ganitong gabay at kalinga ang mga membro ng HR community. It's a unique partnership to support the well-being of the professionals who look after the nation's employees. Infinite Care ang pangalan nito. Kaya ano po ba mga serbisyo ang kaya nilang ibigay? The partnership will provide Infinite Care's mental health support platform to the PHRG members, giving them access to personalized care tools and resources, a chat helpline, and a virtual sessions with licensed counselors, psychologists, and coaches. So, kung kayo'y walang makausap at kayo'y litong-lito na at kayo'y nahihirapan na at gusto niyo nung gumawa ng masamang bagay, nako, pigilan niyo yung sarili niyo. Kailangan niyo lang ng kausap. Kailangan niyo lang na ilabas yan at narito po ang Infinite Care, handang dumamay, handang makinig. Sir Darwin, paano ba
Yes.
makakontak ang Infinite Care?
Well, what you need to do is you need to download the Infinite Care app, either sa Google Play or sa Apple App Store. Pag-download nyo po ng Infinite Care app, mag-register lang po kayo at ang gagamitin yung access ay PhilHRG. So once you use that access, you'll be able to get free access to all of the services of the Infinite Care app. Okay? Now, Mentor Alan, another announcement would be the upcoming two-day HR core training program that will happen this coming August 19 and 20th. So, meron po tayong two whole day session ng total rewards, labor relations, static session, and training and development na mangyayari para tong HR bootcamp. Para po ito sa mga students, sa mga newbie HR, para sa mga current HR na gusto na may particular specialization, na gusto maging generalist, mas mapalawak yung kanilang kaalaman sa different facets of HR, or para sa mga HR leaders na gustong maging updated sa bagong best practices in HR and whatnot. We are inviting you to the two-day HR core training program. It will happen August 19 to 20th. The registration is at the main page of the Philippines HR Group FB page, or you can also email us at the Philippines HR Group at gmail.com.
Okay.
So,
Sir Darwin, pwede ba ako magbigay dyan ng scholarship bilang sponsor? Magbibigay ako ng scholarship on organization development. Ayan, wala kasing ganong course dito sa apat na to. So, mamimigay ako ng 5 scholarship sa OD. Isang OD masterclass na pre-recorded, self-paced na gawa ng Creative Moves Business Outsourcing.
And how will they be able to avail this, Alan? Should they contact?
Attend sila syempre nitong 2-day HR Core training program, no? And yung mga participants yan, i-raffle nyo, sir, doon.
That's something that we look forward to.
Kung ito po ay open at you can also guest me virtually para mapanood ko rin, then I can also participate in the raffle.
We'll do that. So that's something to look forward to. Aside from total rewards, labor relations, talent acquisition, and training and development, we will also be raffling an OD training
Essentials
Masterclass coming from Mentor Alan Cañete. Another announcement is that the Philippines HR Group is a partner of the 5th HR Asia Summit 2023. This will be held in Baguio City this coming August 10, 11, and 12. Napakarami po talagang kaganapan ngayong August.
Mhm.
HR Asia Summit is theme is the art of crisis management, war on talents, HR visions, and Gen Z world. If you're interested to joining the HR Summit 2023 in Baguio, please reach out to the organizers through their website, hrsummit.com, book tickets, or you can also look into their FB page, their official FB page, which would be HR Asia Summit, or you can contact um, marketing at hrtech500inc.com. You can also call their information that is reflected here in our announcement page. Nakapost din po ito sa announcement page ng Philippines HR Group. So magkita-kita po tayo sa Baguio this coming August 10, 11, and 12. I'm actually one of the speakers together with other leaders in the Philippines HR Group. And of course, the Tech HR Singapore that will be happening on August 24th and 25th. Kasi 2 days yan. The first day is the conference. The second day is the study tour. So coming from Baguio, Alan, lilipad tayo to Singapore to attend the Tech HR Singapore this coming August 24. And for those who would like to avail of the discounted VIP pass, these are for HR professionals up to HR managers. Kung gusto niyo pong maka-attend ng 2 days event, kasama po yung conference and study tours, nagbibigay po ang Philippines HR Group ng 100 VIP pass for those interested. And with this pass, it's a discounted pass at ang price niya po ay only 330 SGD. Inclusive na po ito ng conference pass, ng whole day conference pass at study tour. Ang original price po ay 770 SGD. So talagang napakalaki ng discount pag member ka ng Philippines HR Group. If you would like to join us, the registration is at the announcement page of the Philippines HR Group FB page. So we'll be seeing you in Singapore. Another is that if you have any questions, HR questions, or if you are suggesting any topics or any guests that you would like us to guest here at the HR Cafe program, please feel free to reach out to us. You can message Mentor Alan, me, Mentor Tina, and Mentor Shona. If you have any concerns or if you have any suggestions ng possible guest speakers natin, or of course, if you're not yet a member of the Philippines HR Group, just go to the Philippines HR Group FB page. And we also have a LinkedIn group page in LinkedIn. And please like the HR Cafe Usapang Trabaho Pwede Ba Pa FB page. Mentor Alan, last few words coming from you, or any announcement that you would like to share to our
Oh,
audience right
yes.
now.
I would like to invite everybody, lalo na yung mga gusto pang dagdagan ng kanilang learning according nga to Esther, our speaker, invest in yourself, invest in learning, invest in training, no? In educating yourself. And this is an opportunity for you to expand your knowledge, no? And deepen your understanding about our profession, human resources and organization development, as well as learning and development. So, ang i-announce ko lang, meron po ako mga upcoming training, especially in learning development, train the trainers. It's a self-paced training and kayang-kaya ninyo. Kaya nga ginawa ko talaga, I want my courses na maging abot kaya ng mga practitioners dahil alam ko na sariling bulsa nyo ang gagalaw niyan eh. Ang maglalabas talaga kayo. If your employer is siguro walang budget or hindi pa scheduled yung paggastos at you want to learn already, ginawa ko na siyang very affordable. Also, if you want to share this opportunity to your colleagues, mga co-employees, meron akong professional business correspondence applicable to all professions in your company, whether you are HR, operations, production, accounting, lahat naman yan gumagawa ng business correspondences. It is very much applicable. And lastly, ganun pa rin applicable sa lahat, yung unleashing the power of Excel. Lalo na ngayon na papunta na tayo sa automation, AI. Dito po ituturo ko yung mga secrets ng Excel, how to automate all the routinary tasks that you have using Excel. So that will happen all in August. If may kita nyo yun pa sa mga posters na ilalabas ko sa ating Facebook group, PHRG. Back to you, Sir
Alan,
Darwin.
someone is asking, can you send the links of the trainings or announcement? Ipopost po ito ni Alan sa comment
Yes,
section
ma'am.
maya-maya.
I will.
Okay, and also, of course, announcements are being posted at the Philippines HR Group. Now, for my last words with regards to investing in learning, whenever I have an opportunity to attend conferences or be a speaker, I always remind my audience that no one has a monopoly of knowledge. And one of the struggles and challenges that we have is that sometimes our own company, even if we would really like to learn, we are being limited. Sabi nga ni Esther kanina, di ba? There are really some challenges in learning, but we have to replace that problem mindset into a more positive mindset where those challenges na walang time, walang pera, walang opportunity, wag po natin isipin po natin is paano pa natin makukuha yung learning na kailangan natin, because you should never stop learning. If you stop learning and if you procrastinate on the chance of learning and having more experiences, working with people, having mentors and coaches, being able to learn best practices, what will happen is that you will not progress, not only as an HR leader, but you will not progress in your lives. If you invest in yourself, you also invest on the opportunity for more financial gains, for more opportunities in your career, and for larger network in terms of your resources. It's very important for us to always have the mindset of learning, because life itself is a continuous learning journey. So that's it for today at the HR Cafe. We will see you again next week, and hopefully, of course, makakabalik na po si Mentor Tina and Mentor Rona. Alam niyo po ba, birthday po ni Mentor Rona ngayon. So please,
Happy
happy
birthday
birthday.
to you.
Let's greet Mentor Rona. Happy birthday, Mentor Rona. If you have a chance, team, please reach out to Mentor Rona. It's her birthday. She's celebrating her birthday in Hong Kong right now. Samantalang si Mentor Tina is in the US for some trainings that she is finishing. But both of our mentors will be back next week, and we will see you again for another episode of the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay at Iba Pa. I'm Coach Darwin Rivers, and of course, Mentor Alan Cañete.
I am
We're
Alan
signing,
Cañete.
we're signing
Thank you
off,
so
and
much.
we'll see you again next week. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.